Another SMP car. There he is, he's got back on track now, but it's still Mathieu leading from Johnny Jr. from Panis. This thing coming up very, very quickly up the order. No, it's not Panis, sorry, it's Fittipaldi and Binder. Oh, off goes the 24 again. That's Mativos Isakian, the Russian. Went off earlier, he's done it again. It's down at turn 4. Oh, look at Xavier, very, very twitchy. The rain is back with a vengeance, as you can see. Are we going to get the full course yellow again? Let's have a look what happened. No, it's a spin, fairly harmless. Kept it out of the barriers, luckily, because these cars are not cheap. We have some explaining to do to Boris Rotterborg, boss of the team. Here's our race leader then. This is Xavier. Cecotto climbing all over the back of him. Fittipaldi, Binder, Oduchev. There's the number 8 car though, coming through the field now. There's a big battle going on between Panis and Dillman already. In fact, Dillman's got by him already. In come the rest of the pack, the ones who hadn't stopped yet. So Xavier leads in Fittipaldi, Binder and Orodchev, but no Johnny Cecotto. Cecotto's still out there leading the race. But what this means is that Dillman and also Panis, there they are with Nissany and with Delatraz. They will become 2nd, 3rd, 4th and 5th. Well, a bit of a problem just getting that wheel on there. They're having another go at Xavier's wheel. That's a slow one. They have to change 2 wheels on the car. Doesn't matter if it's rears, fronts or diagonally opposite. You have to change 2. There is Nissany, Roy Nissany, having a great outing. He loves the rain by his own admission. So Cecotto still our race leader, but he's got this pack snapping a little bit back from him. Dillman, Panis, Nissany, and then in the 4 car there, 4 car is Nissany, the 8 car, the 1 car of Delatraz. Oh, cutting of the chicane there, that is not a good move. That was Aurelian Panis. Gain advantage from it, so as long as he doesn't do it again, should be no penalty for that. So the clock's winding down, 11.5 minutes of racing left. How's this going to pan out? Johnny Cecotto still out front. We haven't seen him lately. We've been watching Dillman, Panis and Nissany fighting out this battle. There's Nissany in the black and gold Lotus. Czech run Charoux's gravity car. Ah, here comes Cecotto then at last, comes in. I think she's the lead. And there we are in the background. There is Dillman going through. And, oh, Nissany having a big, big go. There's a powerboat down the main straight. This is for 2nd place now. Nissany and Panis. As back out goes Johnny Cecotto, but he's lost a bundle of time. All the guys who stopped after the 2nd safety car period have lost out big time. But look at Panis, just struggling for grip there, and Nissany really in his element. The Lotus driver going down the inside. Can he get the switch back? He does, he gets through. Great move there, but then Panis has the inside line down through turn 3, plunge down the hill, over the river. There's our race leader then, Dillman. Here's 2nd place, Panis. 3rd place, Nissany. And in 4th place, if I got this right, Delatraz in the number 1 car. So the race has come back to all of these guys, and they've got a big lead over the pit stoppers, who from lap 11 onwards. Cecotto, big, big mistake, stopping a lap later than everyone else. And that, someone going off just there. No, it was in fact Dillman having a big moment. And look at Panis, he can't get the traction, nor indeed can Nissany, but Nissany almost picks it up, gets it, takes that place. So both those cars having huge squirrely moments there, but it's Nissany who showed just what a class driver he is 21 years old, from Tel Aviv, that's where he lives now. Raced in Euro Formula 3 with Muka, raced in the ADAC Masters before that, and last year one podium racing in the WSR 3.5. So second place is now Lotus, black and gold colours, of course, which Emerson Fittipaldi made so famous in his Formula 1 days. Yeah, just hanging on to the back of them, running on their coattails. Where is Fittipaldi? He is down in 10th place at the moment, grandson of Emo. 19-year-old Pietro from Miami. MRF Formula 2000 champion last year with 4 wins. So ran in the English BARC Formula Renault Championship. Here's a replay then of moment just ago. Big fight there between the 20 car of Giuseppe Cipriani and the 21 car of Johnny Cecotto, who's clawing his way back through the pack. Off goes the 1 car, that's Louis Delatraz. Runs out of road on these terrible conditions. Dillman then, Nissany, Panis and Delatraz. Delatraz though hangs on to that 4th place, but he's got Kanemaru, the Japanese, now breathing down his neck, climbing all over him. And Nissany is the fastest man on the track, as again we see people not going off, and Nissany has set a series of fastest laps and is now starting to close on race leader Dillman. The gap was 5.8 seconds, it's now come down to 4.9. Chipping away, this is Delatraz and Kanemaru battling for 4th place after Delatraz made that error, and Delatraz really struggling for grip there. Soltars, of course, in this series, and not quite sure why he's having such a problem with the grip. On they go then, 7 minutes remaining on the clock. There's the number 8 car, which is currently Panis running in 3rd place. Delatraz and Kanemaru behind him, still squabbling over 4th. Delatraz has been one of the sensations of the series this year. Kanemaru having a really good go. 21 years old, from Tokyo, driving for the Tio Martin Motorsport team. That's Emilio De Viotta and Tio Martin. These are last year's Dams cars, by the way. Dams pulling out, and they bought the cars. And Kanemaru had 4th place in the 2014 European Open, as again Delatraz goes off the track, just cannot get the car to turn in. And then going back to Kanemaru last year with the WSR 3.5 with Pons team. And he's just absolutely monstering Louis. Louis had that opening win in the dry at Aragon, and how different conditions are today. A little bit further back. And still fighting, and Mathieu Vazavier, who was leading when they got into the pit stops, he of course has dropped way down the order as we look at the 7 car of Igor Orodzev, taking himself off again in the bad conditions, and Orodzev is running in 10th and last place at the moment. So where have we got to? There's the number 1 car again of Delatraz. That's a replay of the error he made. That several times that car has been off the track now. Wet weather settings are not as good as those on Kanemaru's Tio Martin car, obviously, because the tyres are identical. The Japanese still plugging away. Started his career in karting in the wet in Japan in 2010. This is the point he's now got to in his motor racing career. Watch this name, Yu Kanemaru. Delatraz, watch him as well. Last year's Formula Renault NEC champion with 9 wins. He was vice champion in the European Formula Renault series with 3 wins. Opened his account in 3.5 with that win here as a rookie 1 weekend ago in Aragon. So here's the 16 car. This is still Tom Dillman, 27 years old, from Mulhouse. One of the older drivers in the race is off in a big way. Backwards goes the 20 car And that is Giuseppe Cipriani taking himself out on lap 15. There can only be 2 or 3 more laps left, I think, after this. Of course, when the clock gets to the end, there will then be another lap added to it. Pit stops way behind them now. And the pit stops playing a really big part in the race this time by changing the race order. Those who pit stopped early benefited because there was almost immediately a safety car after them. And the point of the pit stops is not just to get the drivers used to the feel of having to make a stop like you do in a Grand Prix for tyre changes, but also the crews, keep them on their toes and give them a chance to be just as much part of the action as the young guns who are sitting in the seats, holding the steering wheel and flapping the gear change paddles. 3.5 minutes to go. Here's the number 8 car, Panis, dropping back a little bit now from the lead battle, and indeed Roy Nissany is going further and further closer to Dillman. Gap is now 2.8 seconds. He's taken 3 seconds off him in the last 3 laps. We're going to take a short break. Be back in a moment. Well, just under 3 minutes to go here at the Hungaroring. Here is our race leader Tom Dillman driving for the AVF Adrian Valles team based in Barcelona. They have yet to have a win. They've been in the series since 2013 and would love to have a win, but if Dillman drives like that, they may not have a car left at the end of this race. Dillman very sideways, and that's given Nissany a big chance. So look how beautifully switched on this Lotus is in these conditions. It goes where he points it, unlike Dillman, unlike Panis, and unlike Delatraz. That Lotus really hooked up. Run, as we said, by the Gravity Charouz team. Jan Charouz and his dad, of course, very much mainstays in sports car racing for many years, now concentrating on team management. Running the Lotus squad out of their Prague headquarters in the Czech Republic. Again, not that far from here where we are in Hungary. This is the lead battle, and can Roy do the job? He is hauling in. Leader Dillman at a rate of knots now. You can see gap is now down to 1.6 seconds. He's taken 4.2 seconds out of him in 5 laps. The Israeli driver just waiting for Dillman to make a mistake. Dillman may be watching his mirrors all the time now. So we have got a real race on our hands here. 4th race of the 2016 Formula V8 3.5 series. Championship leader Dillman being monstered by 7th place in the championship. Roy Nissany, whose best result to date has been 2 7th places. But Roy's really got hooked in today. Here we are going off there. Again, problem for the Dillman car. There is the race order then. Dillman, Nissany, Panis, Delatraz, and Mathieu Vezavier has managed to haul himself up into 5th place, but the gap back from there is going to be too big. I don't think he's going to be able to make any impression. Get to a point and then no further, that's the problem. Here's the 7th place battle then, and this is Binder and Fittipaldi having a good ding-dong. It's Tom Dillman at the moment from Nissany, AVF from Lotus, Arden in 3rd place with Aurelien Panis, Fortec in 4th place with Louis Delatraz, and SMP in 5th place with Mathieu Vezavier, RP Motorsport in 6th. So we got 6 different teams in the top 6 places, showing just how competitive this series is. Cars identical to those that ran last year in the World Series by Renault.